bruh, bruh, bruh.
Well, hey there, everybody. Welcome back to another me playing Minecraft and talking about things a little bit. These happen from time to time. Usually it's a state of the channel after we've undergone some sort of, influx of new subscribers, which we haven't had for some time. Like, we get a trickle, not an influx. I'm not an influx type of channel, I guess. And the algorithm is not kind to me, never has been, never will be. And quite frankly, okay, this is me facing down some facts about my channel. A lot of people find me boring. That is true. They wish I would talk less, which is it's awesome when the internet is like, we need less of you. Thanks, internet. Thanks for the wait, what? Oh my god, see, this is my problem. I keep having random mobs just coming out of the woodwork. Anyway, well, there's not woodwork. It's back here. This is happening. And you and your nonsense, Senor Spider. How far back does this freaking thing go? I forget. There's lava right there. I guess it doesn't go on forever. I guess there is an end to this ravine that has I think, are we seeing the death spot of a chicken? Like, I see an egg and no chicken. That perhaps a sad story went down right here, this very spot. Anyway, regardless, yes, it is a little bit frustrating to me when the feedback on this passion project of mine is like, be less passionate, do less of it. And I know that that's not everyone's opinion. That is the opinion of several people. And I mean, I know where I fall in the grand scheme of things. Like, I am, there's the chicken from whence the egg hath sprung. Anyway, hey chicken, how you doing? Anyway, I gotta, get some torches up in this piece so that we can not have quite so many mob spawns randomly. They're probably coming from right here, honestly. Or from over there, if we're being totally honest. Anyway, they'll continue to wreck my nonsense, and we'll just deal with it. Anyway, so yeah, a lot of people find me boring, and a lot of people... the statistics bear it out that I don't get most of my views, what views I get, from the thing that I see as the primary function of this channel, which is reviewing games. I get minimal views from that. Like, if just real quick, come with me into the trees. We lay on the grass, let the hours pass. Take my hand, come back to the land. Oh, I'm +1 today. Cool. Anyway, so yeah, at +10 in the last 28 days. That's where we are. So, if every 28 days I get another 10 people, I will be at 1,000 by this time in a couple of years. Cool. Anyway, regardless, I'm not here to complain about not being at 1,000. Or I just, whatever. It is what it is. And let's go to content and look at how things break down. So, Saturday's Steam sales, this video, by the way, preview, this is what's dropping later this week. And, cool. I like to have more things scheduled out, but I haven't had the wherewithal to do it. So, Blades of Steel, I get like 35 people. Bard's Tale, that's a cult classic, I get like 76 views. But when you look through it, like, okay, Steam sale video, 156. Review video, 37. So, like, even if I were monetized, it would be like, good job, says YouTube, have your 37 cents or whatever. So I'm not delusional about where I fall in the world of YouTubing. I know that I am an alternative to what is primarily being done on YouTube because, we're giving everybody ADHD and we've reached this thing where, like, YouTube used to be a place where you could do whatever you want. But now everybody's just copying everybody else and doing the same exact thing. And I know that reviewing video games is not, it's not something that I have invented, but not yelling at you about video games, I'm pretty sure I invented that, because the current format of YouTube is people yelling at you about video games. Actually, no, it's gotten more sophisticated than that. Now it's a guy with a mustache in purple lighting telling you about video games. Yeah, we've grown up. We've grown up past FGTV Duddy being just the worst. I can't stand that guy. I'm sorry. My children used to watch those videos, and I hate. He's the Barney the dinosaur of YouTube. And you can tell him I said that, and he'll just, look at my pathetic view count and then look at his millions of dollars that he has gotten from being just the worst. And who's wrong? Well, I'm wrong if the point is to have a successful business. And this is the problem with the entire endeavor, is that everybody looks at this like a business. You can't just start a YouTube channel for your passion and be passionate about it and care about it. You have to make money doing it. And you have to make the most money that you can possibly make, and you have to compare yourself to other people who are making money doing it. And if they're making more money than you, then you need to change what you are doing so that you can be more like them. Pretty much. That is the current state of affairs. And that's why so much content feels so much the same. I kid you not, YouTube started suggesting new people to me recently because I cleared my browsing history because, no, not because of that. Anyway. But because I was having some issues where I wasn't able to load the content that I need to load in order to do the analysis that I do so that I can decide which games I'm going to feature in my Saturday Steam sale videos, because there's a little bit of research that goes into that. Not a tremendous amount. I'm not going to say I'm working super hard on those, but it does take up some of my time. It's not something that I can, do lightly. I have to schedule it out and actually do it. And I do have a time of week where I'm like, okay, on this night, I need to be ready because that's when the Steam sales hit. And I need to be, running my numbers as soon as I possibly can. And I do. And, I'm not complaining about that because I'm doing a thing that nobody has asked me to do. And quite frankly, if we are taking it in the sense that, what do his numbers suggest? Well, my numbers suggest that I'm a complete failure at this. That's what my numbers suggest, but that's not how I look at it because this is not a second job to me. And that's the thing that pisses me off, is that, we Americans are so up our own butts about make money. And that's the world that we've created for ourselves, where you are worthless if you don't make money. You have to make large piles of money. That's what makes you a worthwhile person. And if you don't make large piles of money, well, then you're living wrong somehow. And I don't accept that, because to me, living well is living happily, living in such a way that you are in congruence with your beliefs, your values. And my beliefs and values are such that I think capitalism is a horrible system that is making our world worse in every conceivable way. And so, do I have an internal problem with telling people to buy video games? Yes, I do, 100%. Absolutely every time, where I'm like, yeah, I'm telling people to buy these video games, but at least I'm telling them to buy them cheaply. At least there's that. But still, it's this whole consumerist mentality of you don't have enough, and you don't have enough, and if you don't have enough, then you are not enough. And if you are not enough, then what are you doing? Littering this planet of ours with your pitiful existence. That's how we make people feel, and so everybody is trying to fill a void in their soul with material possessions. And here's where I'm very much in line with Buddhist thinking, because I love Buddhists. They are my homies. Big fan in general. I've lived in a Buddhist country, a predominantly Buddhist country, and I have loved the culture. I have loved what I have been given from having lived in a predominantly Buddhist country. And that is this, like, one of the underlying features of Buddhism is this idea that, like, the material world is inherently unsatisfying. And that, you know, that's why to be reborn into it an infinite number of times is a punishment from which we must escape. It is a bad thing that is happening to us, you know, when we are too bound up in our material desires. Yeah, I really and truly believe that. And yet I live in the country where material desires, like, we literally have people on our televisions and our internets telling us all day, every day, if you don't own this, then you are nothing. And I have caught myself being like, hey, every gamer should own this game. And there are some games where I really kind of believe that. But then on the other hand, it's like, this is just for fun. You know, video games are just for fun. When did we lose sight of that, and why? Because it used to just be for fun. We just used to do this for kicks and giggles, you know? And yes, now it is a multi-cajillion dollar industry and everybody has to give a crap about it. But like, whatever happened to the part where it was just fun, you know? Because it can still be that. It can still be that. And my contention is that, you know, my only enticement to continue to do this, because I have literally considered stopping, and am still considering it, by the way. You know, just, I have to think in terms of my mental health. As of right now, I do intend to keep doing this channel. What I intend for this week is, normally I do a Steam game review and a retro game review. Steam game on Tuesday, retro game on Thursday, and then I do on Saturday my Steam sale recommendation. And that has to be recorded at the time. You know, it's a very time-conscious process. So, there we go. More cave chickens. Mine chickens. Anyway, but yeah. So, I have a video for Tuesday of this week. I don't have one for Thursday yet, and I'm not going to make one because I'm getting my evaluation at work this week, and that's a very stressful thing for me. And so I am going to focus on my actual job that matters, you know, like, unlike a lot of people, if you've watched there's that really good TED Talk about, and pardon the language, I generally try not to swear on this channel, although in real life I swear constantly because I don't think that it matters. But, you know, in terms of YouTube and in terms of the way that people perceive me, it matters at least a little bit. Anyway, but bullshit jobs. If you've not watched that TED Talk, please go do it, because it really cuts to the heart of what underlies our massive depression, you know, because so few of us on this planet do work that actually matters. Is true. Anyway, and we could have a better system than we do, but the reason we don't is because the exceptionally wealthy, it is in their best interest to keep us from things that would make us truly happy, because then we are less easy to exploit. I wish it were less cynical than that, but it is precisely that cynical. And, you know, sometimes the truth is not a happy place. Whatever. We deal with the world on the terms in which it exists, and not in terms of what we wish it were. You know, it is what it is. We cannot make it what it is not. Them's just simple facts about the world. Anyway, but yeah, I do have a problem, you know, keeping this thing going, where it's like, there are a finite number of video games that you can play in your lifetime. Just like there are a finite number of books you can read, a finite number of albums you can listen to, etc., etc. There are limits on these things because human lives are pathetically short. And so what is important for us to realize is that our lives are pathetically short, and the time that we use to do the things that we care about is precious. Now, consider this. I'm not going to be the first person to tell you this, but I want you to really consider the implications, because we live in an economy that is built primarily on attention. You don't pay for Facebook, you don't pay for Instagram, you don't pay for Snapchat, you don't pay for any of these sites that are, giving themselves to you for free. Just kidding. They are not giving themselves to you for free. They are asking you if you are consenting to be the product, because your time and your attention are the things that you are giving. And those are valuable commodities indeed. And if you don't look at it that way, please start looking at it that way. Because I'm telling you right now, YouTube understands that your time and attention is something that has an actual monetary value. And that's why they are willing to fight so hard, even though we all know that ad blockers are the way to go. Definitely block your ads on YouTube. What's the name of the one that I use? uBlock Origin, I think it's called. Really good. Better than straight up ad blocker, which I have used for years. But uBlock Origin seems to get updated more frequently, and it's a more powerful ad blocker. Anyway, but here's the point. So if you see how hard these companies are willing to fight for your attention, and they realize that how do we get people to keep their attention going? Well, there's a few things. Like if you're trying to sell people stuff, you need some form of manufactured scarcity, to make people think like, oh, if I don't buy it right now, I'm never going to get it. By the way, for my Saturday Steam sale videos, the same games keep coming up again and again. There are some games that I have stopped featuring because of how frequently they come up, where I'm like, I don't want to be featuring the same game in a winter sale video or a summer sale video and have people be like, oh, for the umpteenth time, this again? Yeah, and I already feel like that's what it's going to be. I already feel like when it's time for winter and Steam sale, that because I'm doing the Saturday sale videos, that I've already told you the things to buy. But also, like, they go on sale all the time. You don't have to buy them right now. And more than anything, I want you to stretch your gaming dollar. I want me to stretch my gaming dollar, because, the way that things are going anymore, gaming companies are getting more and more greedy. And they're doing this terrible thing where they're like, yeah, if you buy this game early, you're stupid and we hate you, is basically how the gaming companies take it. Because they're like, yeah, if you bought Cyberpunk before we made it good, that's your fault. And yes, I realize that my beloved No Man's Sky is, in fact, the game that set this precedent, but it set it by accident. They just, had overpromised what their game was going to be, and then they worked to actually make it that, because the developer did not give up hope on what it is that they were doing. And now it's this thing where it's like, oh, did you buy Cyberpunk when it came out? Sorry. It's a broken mess. Don't worry, people who buy it later will get a good game because you bought a crappy one. That's so cynical and that's so rough. And so, like, I have no interest in you having that kind of a gaming experience. I'm not tied to any of these companies, and quite frankly, I don't get paid for this. This has always been a passion project. And if by some miracle I actually reach 1,000 subscribers and am finally able to start making money from this, I'm not kidding, it's gonna be like 37 cents a video. Because first of all, like, don't watch the ads. Like, I'm telling you not to watch the ads right now. I'm telling you, uBlock Origin is the best way to not watch the ads on YouTube. Just don't watch the ads. And also, like, I hate how we just can't do things for fun anymore. It's got to be for money. Everybody got to have a side hustle. Why? Because everybody is overworked and underpaid. Why don't we work on creating a better society in which, like, seriously, go watch that Bullshit Jobs TED Talk and tell me that we couldn't create a better system. Because we could. We're the wealthiest economy on earth. And for us to have people starving in our streets is morally bankrupt. And so I don't care how well we are doing as a country, so long as we fail to take care of our lowliest and most needy members, we are a corrupt society. That's just facts about the world. That's how I see it. Because it doesn't matter to me. Like, money is not a motivator in my book. It's really not. The only way that money motivates me is that if something is on sale, I'm like, ooh. But it has to be genuinely on sale. It can't be this like, well, we put a sticker on here that says a price that we never actually charged for this so that we can pretend it's on sale. Garbage. And here's the other thing, and this will point you to like how pathetically sad everything is these days. You know, I have a laser engraver. My wife bought it for me. She's a graphic designer, graphic design teacher, and so she has all of these cool tools, and she wants me to have them because she sees what I do, and she knows that I would use them. And indeed, I have used them, and it's awesome having cool. Oh, villager, I don't have golden apples or the ability to save your soul right now. Sorry. Another dude? Okay. I'm just gonna build a thing around you, maybe. I've never done this, so I don't actually know how to do it. Clearly. Yeah, clearly I do not know how to do this. Bro. Don't worry, I have diamond armor. I can handle it. It's fine. Okay, I need to get him in there, and then I need to keep him in there. Oh, crap. Get in there. Yeah, now you get to watch me be bad at doing Minecraftily things, even though I've been playing this game for years. There are just some aspects of it that I have never really messed around with. Come here, buddy. Come here. Come here. Yeah, you. Come here. I want you to come here. I want you to come here, though. But, like, come here, though. But, like, okay, I'm gonna have to... dude! You are not being a team player right now. And, you know, this organization values team players. We do. Here, get in. Not up, you stupid dingus. Okay, but like, get in though. I'm just gonna kill him. I'm so frustrated by this. Anyway, I've got more to say, and I'm not gonna chase a zombie villager this whole time. How bad did he kill my armor? Not bad. Anyway. There is a village nearby. I don't need him. I don't need him at all. Anyway, so I have a laser engraver. And I've in the early stages of learning how to use it well. Like, I can use it. I could get a lot better at it. I'm in that intermediate zone where it's like I can turn it on, I can engrave things, I could do basic projects, but I want to learn how to do intermediate and indeed even advanced projects with this laser. And so yeah, that leads to me doing a lot of YouTube video searches for, like, you know, cool laser engraving products or projects. Guess what? You cannot find a single laser engraving project that is not like, I sell so many of these. Oh, laser products to, like, you know, kickstart your business and whatnot. There's not a single one of them, not one, that is like, hey, do you want to just laser engrave stuff because it's cool and because, you know, you had the scratch and you bought a laser engraver because, you know, you can get them fairly cheap now, and have you picked one up and now you want to make something cool with it? Well, here's something cool you can make with it. Yeah, that type of video does not exist. It's all like, so when you start your business, bullcrap. I'm not starting a business. I don't care. I do not care about the money. That has never been a motivator. If money mattered, I would not have become a teacher. Right? Like, we are the most easily exploited group of people on the planet. Because we aren't, in general, teachers are not really that motivated by money. And because we're not motivated by money, we are easy to exploit. And that's why we all get paid so poorly. It's not because, like, hey, are we experts? Yeah, you're darn tootin' we're experts. You try doing my job. Just the thought of it, most people find absolutely terrifying. You know? So, yeah, most people whose jobs people find absolutely terrifying, them's jobs that pay really well. You know, because you would find being a brain surgeon terrifying, you know, because cutting into someone's brain, geez, wow, that's, yeah, absolutely terrifying. Unless you know what you're doing, in which case, maybe less so. But, like, yeah, being a teacher, I know for a fact a lot of people find it terrifying. The reason why I know this for a fact is because they tell me all the time. They do. People tell me all the time, man, I could never do your job. Yeah, I know. Like, I'm not saying it that way to be a jerk about it. I'm just saying, like, I recognize that it takes a certain type of person to be able to do my job. Luckily, I am that type of person. So, hooray. But, like, for most people, they couldn't do it or wouldn't choose to do it. Okay, cool. Most of the jobs that meet that description, where it's like most people either couldn't or wouldn't do it, those are jobs that normally pay surprisingly well, or perhaps unsurprisingly well. But yeah, teacher is still like, well, how much do you make as a teacher? And it's like a pittance, a poor man's pittance. Yeah, true story. Anyway, regardless, I'm not here to complain about teacher pay. I'm just saying, like, it's that if the money were the thing, then that would mean that all teachers are terrible at math. Because if the money were the thing, then we all suck at figuring out how numbers work, because, like, we have made a gross calculating error in choosing our job if the money were the only thing that mattered. But obviously, for teachers, what matters, and you will find this when you ask the values underlying the people who do different jobs. And you know what? I know a lot of lawyers who don't like being lawyers, but they like money. And so they do their lawyering, not because they enjoy it, but because it pays super well. And that's fine. Like, they go into it eyes wide open, knowing that this is the game. This is what it is. Yeah, same thing here. Like, I didn't go into teaching being like, well, maybe they'll change the law while I'm a teacher and then I'll become a secret millionaire. Like, nope, have never had that thought whatsoever, ever, because you would have to be stupid. Like, you would have to have a very special kind of brain damage to be able to do that. To be like, yeah, anyway, let's not belabor the point. I feel like this dead horse has been kicked plenty. The fact is, like, what motivates me to do this channel? This is the point, the real point. What motivates me to do this channel? Well, ultimately, it's that I love video games, and that I love saving money, and I love helping other people save money on video games. That's it. The end of list of things that this channel is about. Because it's not about anything else. Because I see no point in it being about anything else. So here we are. And the only question at the heart of will I continue to do this channel on into the future? The only question is it still valuable to me? Do I still have fun doing it as a passion project? And do you know what? Sometimes, and sometimes lately especially, the answer has been no. I wish I were not lying. I wish I were lying about that. I wish I were, pulling your leg and being like, haha, just kidding. I always love doing this. I don't always love doing this. And I often wonder how much point there is. And I so very much appreciate those of you who watch this channel and watch it regularly. I really do. You really do mean the world to me. Like, it is such a boost to me to know that I have a creative endeavor that anyone gives a crap about. Because most of my creative endeavors are for the love of the game only. and they don't even get an audience most of the time. So the fact that I have an audience at all, see, there's my village. You go see the stupid villagers who are probably dead by now. But anyway, yeah, the idea that I get any audience at all means something to me. It really does. And I never want you to doubt that for a second. And the only reason that I would ever stop doing this is if there was no longer a value to me to doing it. Because, mental health is an important thing. Time is an important thing. That's where we started out. Time is important. Your time is important. I've used a considerable amount of your time thus far. And I'm sorry for how much time of yours I use. And I am very, very aware of it. Even in my long videos. That's why I don't take it super seriously when people are like, this video is too long. And I'm like, yeah, you're not telling me as much like, I hate you, please stop talking, as it is like, I appreciate what you do, but I wish you would do it faster because I have a life to live also. I get it. I understand it. Anyway, people, yeah, so here's how this next week is going to go. You will get a new video on Tuesday. You saw what it was going to be. On Thursday, you're not going to get a new video. You will probably get a new Saturday Steam sale video on Saturday. And then hopefully we'll be back to normal. Maybe. Maybe not. I don't know. But I will tell you in advance if anything is going to change. And trust me, like, there is no... any change that would be made with my best interests at heart. And I need you to know just how difficult a time I've been having lately. Like, everyone that I know and love has been very concerned about me. And yeah, I mean, I have a really good support system here, and I appreciate that. And, all of my best friends and family members who have been looking out for me, I have given them significant cause for alarm in recent days. And I don't like that. In general, I don't like inconveniencing people. And so feeling like my mental health struggle has been an inconvenience for other people this week has been a mental health struggle unto itself, which is not fun for me. But you know what? Like, I find the people who support matters and the people who are good to me regardless, and that means the entire world to me. But like, I need you to know that there is nothing more important in this world than each person to themselves, their ability to find happiness. Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. These are things that matter. And I know that, yeah, that is a trite, oft-repeated, in fact, over-repeated sentiment. Sure, the old life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. But it matters. And it matters a lot. Because, you get your life to live. And you get to do with it as you will. Ooh, nice. Yeah. Anyway, you have your life to live. You can do with it as you will. And whatever you do with it, you have to make sure that whatever it is aligned with who you are as a person and what you want to be in the world and what you want to see in the world around you. And for myself, I like to surround myself with people who are positive and kind, because that is what I need in the world most. And I am often very lacking in positivity, and I can even be fairly unkind at times. And that's not what I like to be, but that's what it is. But I try to surround myself with people who are positive and good. And yes, so many of you whom I have met here doing this, you have been good and you have been kind. Whoa, what the junk? Why did my sword stop moving all of a sudden? My sword froze. Anyway, but yeah, so many of you have been such a positive part of my life, and we've never actually met in person. And so if it were to all end today, I mean this channel. I don't mean like a lot of people have been very concerned about whether or not I'm going to kill myself lately, and not without reason. That is a common side effect of mental health medications, and that's where that's coming from. I need you to not be concerned, because I already have too many people who are concerned about whether or not I'm going to continue to stay alive. I will. Don't worry. Like, I do have a strong impulse toward alivitude as opposed to not alivitude. But yeah, in these crisis moments, I have found that I do have support and that I do have people upon whom I can count. And it is fantastic to know that you are taken care of, and to know that you are in a good place as far as your support is concerned. And I know that I have that. So chances are good that this channel will resume, as it always has. But even if it doesn't, it will be for the better. For my better, certainly, and for your better eventually. So, yeah, everything is good. Everything will be good. Anyway, people, thanks for being here. I'm sorry that, you know, that things be what they are, and that I have to call some things into question that I have not really questioned before, in terms of, you know, the future of this channel. But you know what? Whatever. Regardless of what it turns out to be, you can at least rest assured that whatever is being done for the right reasons, and with, you know, good health in mind. And that's what really matters. So anyway, yeah, thanks for being here with me on this one, and I will see you in the next one. Okay, bye.